What if I told you that the ground beneath your feet isn't just ground? What if it's a ceiling? Imagine walking through the busiest square of a modern metropolis. You hear the traffic, the music, the laughter of millions. But just inches beneath the concrete, an entire civilization lies sleeping. A civilization that was never meant to be found. We live on a thin crust of the present, built directly on top of a deep, dark past. Most of the time, we never see it. We go about our day unaware of the secrets we are walking over. But sometimes, a crack appears, a gap in the pavement, and a forgotten world whispers back. This isn't a fantasy. This is the story of a modern city built on the grave of an empire, and the day that grave finally opened. It started, as these things often do, not with a team of explorers or a lost map. It started with a power failure. February 21st, 1978. In the heart of Mexico City, just steps from the Grand Cathedral, city electrical workers were digging. They were just trying to lay a new cable. Their shovels hit something hard. It wasn't a pipe. It wasn't bedrock. They hit a face. But not a human face. It was a stone, a massive carved disc more than 10 feet across, staring up at them from the mud. It was grotesque, terrifying, and undeniably ancient. The workers had no idea what they had found, but they knew one thing. This wasn't supposed to be here. They had accidentally stumbled upon the opening, the first clue to the greatest mystery hidden beneath the Capitol. The artifact was a monstrous puzzle. Archaeologists rushed to the site, carefully brushing away centuries of grime. What emerged was the image of a dismembered goddess. Her head, arms, and legs are severed from her torso. This was Coyolxauhqui, the Aztec moon goddess, murdered and torn apart by her own brother, Huitzilopochtli, the god of the sun and war. According to the myth, her body was thrown to the bottom of a great pyramid. And suddenly, the archaeologists understood. This wasn't just a random statue. This was a marker. If the moon goddess was here, at the bottom of the hill, it meant they had just found the top of the hill. They weren't just digging up a relic, they were standing on the ruins of the most sacred place in the entire Aztec Empire, the Templo Mayor, the Great Temple. But how? How could a temple, a massive 7-layered pyramid, be lost? The answer is as dark as the myth itself. When the Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés arrived in 1521, he was stunned by the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan. He called it a dream. But he didn't come to dream, he came to conquer. To break the spirit of the Aztec people, he did the unthinkable. After defeating them, he ordered the Templo Mayor to be torn down, stone by stone. And then he buried it. He used its rubble as the foundation for his new city, the one that would become Mexico City. He literally built his world on top of theirs. The cathedral you see today, it stands just steps away, built from the very stones of the temple it replaced, a symbol of conquest and a perfect hiding place. What Cortés tried to erase was a wonder of the world. Tenochtitlan was not a simple city. It was a sprawling metropolis built on an island in the middle of a lake, a Venice of the New World, with canals for streets and massive pyramids that towered over the water. It was the center of a vast empire, a place of stunning wealth, art, and astronomical knowledge. And the Templo Mayor was its heart, the axis mundi, the center of their universe. It was a dual pyramid with 2 temples at its peak. One painted blue for Tlaloc, the god of rain and life. The other painted red for Huitzilopochtli, the god of war and sacrifice. This was a place of profound spirituality, but it was also a place of profound terror. The mystery of the Templo Mayor isn't just that it was hidden. It's what it was hiding. As archaeologists dug deeper, past the layers of colonial buildings, they entered a world frozen in time. They found the temple steps, still stained. They found the sacrificial stones. The Aztecs believed their gods needed to be fed, that Huitzilopochtli, the sun god, would not rise unless he was given the most precious gift of all, human blood. This was the dark engine at the center of their universe. Thousands of lives ended on this spot. But the excavations revealed something more than just sacrifice. They found the offerings, thousands of them, objects buried as gifts to the gods, sealed away, as if waiting. These offerings are the temple's real secret. They are a library of the Aztec mind. The priests didn't just bury local items, they buried objects from the farthest, most remote corners of their empire. Alligator skeletons from the Gulf Coast, bright blue jade from the deep south, knives of black obsidian from the volcanic highlands. They even found artifacts from civilizations that were older than their own, things they had excavated and reburied as sacred. It's as if they were gathering all the power of the world, all the history they knew, and concentrating it, focusing it, right here in these stone boxes. They were feeding the temple not just with blood, but with power. Each artifact is a ghost, a captured echo from a conquered land, buried beneath the pyramid floor. And so, for 500 years, the city lived a double life. By day, it was the capital of New Spain, a European city of churches and palaces. By night, it was a graveyard. Did they know? Did the people living in the colonial houses feel what they were living on top of? There are stories, legends of priests in the 17th century hearing whispers from the ground, of the cathedral's bells ringing at odd hours, of the ground itself shifting. They dismissed it as settling earth or the work of the devil. But it was the temple. It was Tenochtitlan, stirring in its sleep. It was buried, but it was never truly dead. It was just waiting, waiting for a jolt of electricity to wake it up. Today, you can visit. The Templo Mayor is no longer hidden. An entire city block was cleared, the 19th century buildings torn down, just as Cortés had torn down the temple. And what's left is a wound, a beautiful, terrifying wound in the heart of the city. You can stand in the Zócalo, the modern square, and look one way to see the massive Spanish cathedral. And then you turn and look down, down into the past, down into the excavated heart of the pyramid. You can see the layers of history, the serpent heads and the dark stones, all existing in the same space as the traffic and the street vendors. The conquered and the conqueror, forced to share the same small piece of land. It's a strange, unsettled feeling, a place that is both a tomb and a stage. The story of the Templo Mayor is not unique. It's a reminder, a warning. All of our cities are like this. Rome is built on Rome. London is built on Londinium. The earth beneath us isn't just dirt, it's a compressed archive, a library of forgotten stories, wars, and gods, all crushed under the weight of us. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? As you walk through your own city, on your way to work or to get coffee, what are you walking on top of? What ancient temple, what forgotten mystery is lying dormant just a few feet beneath your shoes, waiting for its own crack in the pavement?